way to the crossroad. I fell down on my knees.
Welcome to episode 5 of This Man Might Die.
Yeah.
I just found out that Nate has listened to episode 3 or 4 of the podcast.
I haven't.
He does not care.
It's not that.
He does not want anything to do with the podcast. He is just here
I mean, I'm
for the
always.
sake of being here, I guess.
I am down.
You
10
know?
toes, man.
You off all the time doing God knows what, but at no time do you take out your Walkman and just check out the podcast. You know,
My
give some
work
listens.
requires me to have my ears peeled.
I feel you. I'm
You gotta
not.
peel
I'm
the
not
old
hating.
ears.
You know, I'm not hating. It's no hate. I just, you find out some information right before you start the tape, and where do you go from there? You know, where do you go?
All I can say is that I need to do better.
Yeah,
That's
we
me.
both need to do better.
Yeah.
We're both learning. We're getting better.
This is a special.
This is the Patreon question and answer
If this would be
episode.
If this was like a Kinko's or something, this would be like the office party.
Yeah, you can't do better than this.
Where's our
episode.
pizza?
I really should have gotten pizza, but we are but men in a cabin,
Yeah. Lane
You know?
parties, whatever.
and right now we don't really have the funds to be affording lavish pizza parties. Soon
Right.
we're gonna.
More millet.
Season 2,
Mm-hmm.
top baby,
Going right to the top.
right to the top.
We're gonna get a P Diddy party.
P Diddy part. What? Nobody
We're
wants
not
a P
gonna-
Diddy party.
We're not gonna get a P Diddy party.
Nope. Nobody
Hopefully
wants a
that
P Diddy
monster-
party.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is the Q and A, and here's the big problem, Nate, is that not a lot of people listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
so there's not like an overwhelming amount of questions.
Right.
You know, there's a small amount of questions, some of which I don't want to answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of which I don't feel comfortable answering, but we're gonna answer them all. We're gonna get to those questions.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of it.
We're gonna get to the bottom of it. But anyway, how was your week, man? How have you been? How have you been out here while I roll this blunt up right quick?
Man, it's been hanging in there, dude.
Hanging in there?
Smooth, illin, never trillin', just going at it.
Just
I
going
don't
at
know
it.
what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
But
But
we're working on getting the mushrooms together.
getting the mushrooms together.
We've been working with different odds and ends of the camp.
The camp,
You know,
putting that together.
You're doing a lot of great work around here.
I mean, I feel like since the last episode, with everything with John's Pond,
Yeah.
just I've been working nonstop. No, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
We recorded that episode yesterday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it hasn't really been a lot of time since the last episode. But in the time since we recorded the last episode, I have done a lot of work
Yeah.
on the pond.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a
You've
lot
been
of
killing it. You've been killing
killing it.
And the times
killing
in the times you don't see me here, I'm here in spirit.
Yeah, and I've already spent a lot of that money on fish that we've that I've put in there. Through some cute little goldfish in there. Some cute little goldfish.
I saw all the feeder fish.
I thought you'd appreciate it.
How
you know
long
what I mean?
did you sit there while they bagged all those fish up?
To be honest with you, dude, I thought because he was saying that I killed hundreds of fish. So the first thing I did, I didn't even spend a lot of money on it. I didn't
Right.
even spend a lot of money.
Yeah, all that money.
We I got like $100, and I got like a good deal on feeder fish. I mean, I just filled that pond with them.
Yeah.
We're talking probably 300.
I could
feeder
just
fish.
see you going in and out of the
300.
pet store in different disguises, getting more and more bags of
To believe it
feeder
or
fish.
not, you do not need a disguise. But I did have to go to more than one store though, because you buy a store out of feeder fish.
Yeah,
you know what
you're-
I'm saying.
You gotta
A
live
lot
in
of them
spot.
died on the way back. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, it's been really, really hot.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
been really, really hot, and that the trudge back from Walmart in the blistering heat is it's not no joke.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
no joke. I'm sunburned.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned on the last episode, I am very I got the poison ivy.
Yeah.
And I got the itchies. I'm an itchy fool.
Yeah.
But I walked them here. I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Good spirits.
You feel
look in
accomplished?
great spirits. I feel.
You got on the other side of that big old rock, man.
Dude, I have literally replaced John's fish with the equal amount of fish, and I've still this week I'm going back and getting even more.
That's
I'm gonna
amazing.
throw a bunch of big boys in there. Maybe they'll even eat some of the feeder fish that I put in there. Get super big.
Yeah.
This big and powerful fish.
Well, yeah.
And that's kind of what I expect. You know?
I'm hoping that it turns.
I'm not
into...
a dumb guy. I know that the feeder fish aren't going to last long in there. But you put a bunch of big fish in there, they eat the little fish,
Right.
they become bigger fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Establish the food source.
Establish a food source first.
Yeah.
You know, you go shitting in a dude's pond, fucking ruining the ecosystem. You gotta, introduce a new ecosystem.
Did you get the shit out of the pond?
I mean, I don't have a scuba suit. I didn't fucking trudge to the bottom
It's
of the
just
pond
gross, right?
with a rake. You know what I mean? I did as best as I could. I mean, I got I wasn't I didn't. One time I did, but that was just for goofs. But I didn't throw it in the middle of the pond or anything.
Yeah.
It was just most of the time it was just right off to the side of it, and all of that stuff. I mean, I really got a lot of it out of there, and they buried it all in the backyard. John's not even mad anymore. John's actually seems in pretty good spirits about the whole thing.
That's what's up.
Pretty good spirits.
I'm glad to see him getting up and up.
Yeah, in this podcast, for me, and I probably for you too, it's just the number one thing. So we stay trudging on the podcast, keep going with that, and everything else is secondary.
Right.
No matter what happens, we're gonna find a way.
At the end of the day, it's time for a new lifestyle.
For a new lifestyle.
And I think this is a good way for us to go.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to the questions now because I've taken up a lot of time trying to sway away from it.
Yeah.
I have a question from my buddy Jacob here. He was wondering on why the last episode there was all those clicks and it wasn't really produced really well. I'm not gonna read the whole emails because a lot of these are really mean.
I haven't seen these.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, I'm just summarizing these questions because, like I say, they're very, very long.
Right.
And a lot, like I say, it hurt my feelings. But the reason why the podcast sounds so awful is because we are in a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
The last episode, Nate set his phone a little too close to the speaker and it was popping.
Oops.
I can't re-record a moment like that. I can't call John back on the phone and be like, "Hey, bro, can you fucking yell at me again?"
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like leave it in or pull it out. And it was 39 minutes for the last podcast. It was pretty good time frame on it. We could have cut the first 9 minutes of it out.
Yeah.
But I really wanted people to feel John's rage at me. I wanted to know how he felt.
Right.
And how wrong he was. And I wanted people to see how wrong he was.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
he called all day long, dude. That phone would not stop ringing. If we do not answer your phone, we do not want to talk to you.
Yeah, it's not a good time, Bob.
It's not a good time, bro. So Jacob, honestly, I mean, to be real with you, I mean, I'm not in the best situation to do a podcast right now. I got very minimal equipment, and I'm just trying to do the best that I can do.
Yeah.
Right now with what I got. It's either do this or do nothing at all. And it seems like 88% of people would prefer I do nothing at all. But I'm coming back, baby.
Yeah.
I'm coming back swinging.
They tried to bury you.
They tried to bury me.
But they didn't know you were a potato.
I'm a potato.
You grow in those environments.
I'm here and there right now.
Yeah.
You're
a diamond.
Over the place. I'm Dwayne's baby.
Baby, you're a firework.
Firework. So yeah, that's why the podcast sounds so god awful. Thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, these kind of things make us better at the end of the day.
They really do.
And when this gets submitted into evidence, we want it to be of good quality.
Good. To be honest with you, they can figure out how to fix this shit with AI later on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they can not listen to it. I do not care.
Yeah. What other people eat won't make us shit.
Will not make us shit. Mm-hmm. Won't happen.
But we will take your thoughts into consideration.
And I promise you, by next season, we're gonna be on the up and up.
Yeah.
And by the way, you were not the only person to ask that question. That is at least 8 of the questions I got here. Why does this not sound better? This one asks me why we do not have video. I do not have a laptop.
Right.
I do not have a laptop.
You wouldn't want to see the conditions out here anyway.
To be honest with you, by the time we get it to the next season and we actually turn this into the rightful talk show that it is, and we start having guests over here and interviewing them in the cabin, when we start doing what our dream is, when we make this a reality.
Broadway, baby.
People won't even realize we're in a cabin. People will be like, oh, they're just in a nice room somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's really the end game here, I think. The first season, we're just laying the foundation.
That's it.
I'm hate fucking you with material right now. Be mad.
Yeah.
Don't listen. I'm not promoting this.
Yeah.
I am not promoting this.
He hasn't.
I will not promote this. I do not have a social media. I am afraid of people.
Yeah.
You know?
He lives with the wolves.
So yeah, that's the reason why
In the woods.
the wolves, they are definitely out here for real. I hear them at night.
You got your pistol with you though, right?
The 22, but I have no bullets left.
Oh shit.
It took me fucking 3 shots to kill that squirrel, bro.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll see what...
I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate you, bro. I have a question about your money here. Emily wanted to know how you got your money. She seems to think that you're getting kind of upset about answering.
Really?
I didn't ask the question.
Emily, where's this Emily from? Huh?
From Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
Huh.
She's a long-time listener of the show, and she was curious where your money comes from.
Yeah, well, it's not important, Emily. Okay? If that's even your real name. Alright.
Well, Emily, he has no interest in telling you.
I do great things. Okay? I do fantastic things. Nobody needs to know the things that I do that are that great.
You know, so. I have a lot to say about this because Nate just disappears for hours throughout the day.
Yeah.
As your friend, it feels like I need to be like, well, where does he go? Mm-hmm. Like, where does he go?
Okay.
How does he get this money?
Yeah.
But, you know, we're not... Because to be honest with you, dude, I'm not, like, not to, like, throw shame on you. I'm impressed. It seems like you have 2 or 3 more wads of money just, like, sitting over.
You're going to need a lot more pizza to talk about this.
Really?
Yeah, this is not the right time office party.
But it's a Q&A, and Emily was curious.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they can kick rocks.
Listen, bro. Emily, I really tried to get the information out of him.
It's not important.
It's not important. And Nate's my best friend. I don't care how he got the money. You want to know, he doesn't want to tell you.
It's not important.
It is not important. What is important is that Nate came in clutch. He got those fish for me 2 weeks from now. He's getting his money back.
Do you ask Da Vinci how he did the Da Vinci stuff?
You don't ask him.
No.
Because he's dead.
Exactly.
You might be if you keep asking questions like this.
I don't want to say anything that's incriminating here, you know. Next question.
Oh my god. See, this is one of those ones I don't wanna actually ask. Or I don't wanna read on the podcast because it makes me like look bad.
Okay.
They were asking about the wilderness and the conditions out here. They asked if they think I might be damaging the delicate ecosystem of John's woods. And let me tell you something. John has been damaging the ecosystem of these woods for a lot longer than I've been in here.
What a colonizer question to ask.
You know, to be honest with you, John has paid for this property. It is paid for, and it is none of your damn business. Mm-hmm. I will burn these woods to the ground down now.
We got a mission to accomplish here.
I've talked to the owner of the residence. He's fully aware of what I'm doing on his property. I'm planting grass. We're growing mushrooms. We're doing nothing but adding to the ecosystem out here. Yeah, if anything, we a couple animals. Why don't we have the right to live out here? That's right. Do you ask yourself questions like that?
You know.
Do you ask yourself questions like that? It's like when I read this question earlier, when I got the email about it. And by the way, the email is very mean. Yeah. It says a lot of mean things.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
Like PETA, wasn't it?
It wasn't like no. I think his name was Derek. I can't even read my own writing. I was so upset about it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's literal teardrops on this paper, dude.
Wow.
Do you see these teardrops?
Yeah, I see it. The ink running.
There's ink runs,
That's
bro.
wild. That's wild, man.
Am I damaging the ecosystem out here, bro? Do you think I'm damaging the ecosystem out here? I mean, I did kill all of John's fish, but I mean, I replaced the fish. It is a learning experience.
You've never lived I helped you away from a dire situation into this situation.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's a learning forward. But anything that we killed on purpose, we harvested. You know?
Yeah, we did. You know, and me and Nate have a firm policy out here. What we kill, we eat.
And that's why we've been eating a lot of millet.
We've been killing a lot of millet.
And these funky ass mushrooms.
Yeah, you know, to be real, like
it's been fun. You know?
I feel like, dude, because like for a while I was trying to blame the mushroom addiction on the voodoo statue.
Yeah.
You know, but to be real, the voodoo statue, even though like all this stuff is happening, we had some setbacks with the power going out, with the Wi-Fi and everything. Me and you have never been better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Perfect time for this episode.
Yeah.
No hate, nothing.
None.
Haven't even brought up the money I owe you.
No.
But other people have. Yeah. And I don't want to read these emails either. I just want you to know, listen, I'm going to pay you back.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I know.
2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
You are gonna get your money in your hand.
Yeah. It's Schrodinger's cat right now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I see, and like I say, like with them asking you about stuff, they try to put me on it too. They're also trying to put me on it. They're worried about what I'm up to as well. I just want you to know, and you, everything's fine, bro.
Yeah.
Money in the bank. I will take care of all of this.
We'll get that money, won't we, sweet cheeks?
It's done. I look even a little worried about it. I'm taking care of that pond right now. I'm going right back to number one, baby. Yeah. We're going to be doing interviews in here and everything.
Yeah.
So.
You know, we're moving on up.
Moving on up.
You know, we're going to get on the other side of that and get this whole agenda and scheduling down.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, to be honest with you, there was a lot of questions about that, too, because our attendance on these podcasts hasn't really been up to par either. But I feel like we already really kind of answered that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
why haven't we been more consistent? Because I don't really care about you. This is John's channel. What does this do for me? Nothing at all, people. Stop bitching about when I release it. Is it a Sunday? Is it a Saturday? I don't know. Both are the Sabbath to some people.
I mean, they both are.
Know?
In their own respects.
In their own respects. Is it going to be released on Friday? Where's the podcast at? What's going on right here? Are you even listening to the podcast? Right. If you were listening to the podcast, you would realize we're not saying anything anyway. You can wait a day.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you the news.
Exactly.
I'm not breaking barriers here that haven't been broken by other people.
Right.
You know?
We're one among many.
We are one among many.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just glad that me and Nate have this cool platform where we can talk about our feelings and how we're feeling and stuff.
And document the whole process.
Yeah, document those feelings.
Yeah.
Make those feelings known. Make people know how our feelings are feeling.
Yeah. You gotta feel your feelings.
You gotta feel those feelings. All right, but anyway, so that's the reason why we haven't been consistently releasing them.
And plus the copious amounts of strange mushrooms kind of make the day a little bit watercolory.
Mm-hmm, but we've definitely narrowed down some really cool ones.
Yeah. Yeah, we know some good ones now. We know the good ones.
There's been a lot of questions about this rabbit R1 thing too. No, I have not received it. I am part of the 7th batch. Ooh. So I'm supposed to be it should be sent out before July.
Hey, look at it this way. They've had 7 tries to get it right.
Dude, they've gotten such bad reviews. Such bad reviews. This company is just, dude, I'm serious. Like,
oh, I know. I know you are. That's the funniest part. I
haven't read one good thing about it.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this.
But
you have no idea.
I believe in it fully. I totally believe in it. Yeah. It's not just cool. It's not just a cool, colorful little machine for me. For me, this is life and death.
Yeah.
You know?
It probably will be one day. That's usually how my luck runs.
But no, I'm in the 7th batch, people. Everybody wanted to know about it. 7th batch. It should be here by July. I don't know when I'm gonna get it from my aunt's place. I'll figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah.
You know, I'll figure it out when the time comes. Eventually, it will be here and it will be a part of this podcast.
Right.
And if you want to know the distance to the moon,
You just be like, "Hey Google, what's the distance to the moon?"
no, you push a button on the machine. You don't even need to get your phone out. You silly goose. You just take your rabbit out of your pocket and you say, "Hey, how far away is the moon?" And then it gives you the answer. You don't even need to get out your phone. You don't need to go to ChatGPT.
Nope.
You don't even need to do those things.
It's all right
By the
there.
time I've opened my phone, log into ChatGPT, I've already forgotten what I'm trying to ask.
Didn't you say you had a mod done up so it looks like a shoulder strap?
Yeah, it'll go right on my wrist.
A wrist.
It'll go right on my wrist.
Yeah.
It's a cyber deck.
How'd you find
it's my
one
little
of those?
cyber deck. I purchased it with
Wow.
money from
Internet. Huh?
from the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is though, I'm gonna let you use it all the time.
Okay.
I mean, it's my rabbit, but it's like our rabbit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, my forearm is almost as big as your calf leg.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to wear it. You wouldn't be able. It wouldn't.
It'll be like
fit
my
on.
Flavor Flav.
But you could hold on to it though. I mean,
That's
you
pretty
can still
epic.
push the button. And
Yeah.
stuff.
I'll put it on like a little glove and
I feel like these questions are making Nate mad, which is a lot of the reason why I didn't want to answer
That's okay.
a lot of these.
Hey, I
lot
just
of
said
these questions.
you gotta feel your feelings, not be your feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm moving on. You know.
Well, you know, I think this is only getting worse because the next person wants to know what I've done since Dwayne and Brando. This has been a lot of this.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah. How did you find yourself in the woods?
All right.
Again, watercolors, timey wimey, wibbly wobbly.
You know, I finally got the blunt rolled.
That's pretty epic.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of.
You want to put some fire on that right quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'll sing this. Dwayne's lighting the blunt. He's lighting the blunt. Here's Dwayne. He's lighting the blunt.
Yeah, and you know, that was a good song actually. I really dug that. So after Dwayne and Brando, I got my divorce.
Yeah.
I lost my house.
Oof.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it's pretty much been just like downhill since then.
And that was due to the original curse.
I feel like it's all connected to the original curse. Like literally since 2010.
Yeah.
Since Dwayne and Brando broke up, it has just been a variable downhill fall.
Yeah.
That's why when they called me and they said, "Hey, we want your likeness. We want Dwayne and Brando back again."
But they're gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. They just want like my likeness. It's not like, and there's a lot of questions about that too. And I'm not actually allowed to talk about
You could
this.
probably cover that $1,200 really fucking quick with that, wouldn't you?
Well, like I'm saying, like I told you that I was gonna be able to pay you back in 2 weeks, and they're supposed to be cutting me a check in a week.
Oh.
So
We'll put a pin in that one.
no, I mean like okay, listen. It seems like there's a lot of daring going on, but I'm telling you right now, in 2 weeks you're gonna get your money.
Yeah.
You are gonna get your money.
That's epic.
It's
epic.
like it's coming back to you.
I'm so
The
excited.
real question is where did you get the money? But we will
Yeah.
worry about that the second that I put it in your hand, and then you'll be
Right.
like, "Where'd you get the money from?" Dwayne's hand. He put it into my hand.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
would
exactly.
like
I just got it
literally.
from
The
you.
podcast is so important to me. I basically just I took a risk
Mhm.
to make this happen.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. You will have that money back.
Yeah.
I'm on the podcast.
Right.
You know, I cannot afford to be making mistakes like this.
Right.
Um,
The muse is in you though.
The muse
I
is
feel
in.
it.
so yeah, no, the muse is back, baby. It's
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I got new music on the way.
That's pretty
You know, I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back hard
Yeah.
and heavy.
Yeah.
You know, coming all over the place.
Just
You better
coming.
watch.
Yeah, watch your
Watch
eyes.
your ass, because I'm coming all over the place.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's been pretty it's hard fall.
That's gonna be dope.
Been a pretty hard fall
Yeah.
downhill rolling. A lot of drugs.
Hey, you
A
know.
lot of drugs. A lot of scooping yourself off the floor, falling back down,
is it-
and scooping yourself back up again.
you got the right to life, man.
Right to life.
Yeah, life's
Mm-hmm.
worth living. You're doing a good job at it.
And I'm doing my best.
Mm-hmm.
Doing my best. So to
Yeah.
answer that question, I don't want to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I think I've
you
said
answered
enough.
it. Yeah, you
I think I
answered
said
it.
enough.
You've answered it
Do
pretty
you think I
well.
answered it pretty efficiently?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah. So it's just a lot of sad,
Right.
a lot of sad
I'm glad.
stuff.
I'm glad to have come across you that day. And we're out here, you know.
Yeah.
And now we're just gonna keep on growing and growing and growing.
It's gonna keep growing and growing, nonstop.
This allows me to focus on something other than my usual 9 to 5.
For sure. You know, it allows me an opportunity to continue my tumble downward into the pit.
Yeah.
You know?
Or maybe you'll just keep going down and down and down.
Like the pit is just endless. It's just like an endless.
Until you hit like a hookup.
Like a hookup, and then it like snags, and then I just fly back to the
way up. You know,
it could happen.
And then you just go way to the stratosphere.
It could happen. Gauging by these questions and by our lack of views and by most things in my life that happen.
Hey, look at our childhood, and look at us now.
This isn't going to work out, but but we're going to try anyway.
We're doing great.
We're going to try anyway, despite all of your nasty questions that make me feel bad.
And all of this, the codependency that this unveils and all this and that, it really holds up in court.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Speaking of hold up in court, so the voodoo statue, how's that been doing for you? People are curious as how the voodoo statue.
You know, it's been pretty good.
You haven't had any problems at all.
No,
you haven't felt.
Everything's been really smooth. Everything's been running actually a lot better than usual.
Since you purchased the voodoo statue for
work has been just flowing.
Yeah,
just flowing. Mm-hmm. And then my hemorrhoids cleared up.
Yeah.
That's been epic. I could shit with no problems.
And people want to know what I did with the $100, bro. I don't remember, dude, because I was really super high on mushrooms that week. Like, for all I know, I just gave it to somebody.
Yeah,
I've
been all the way in the attic to certain points.
Yeah, dude. I'm surprised we're even able to put this podcast out.
Right.
You know, it's late. You know, people don't realize how lucky they are to even get it, bro. Most of the time back here, I'm having a seizure, I'm sweating,
right?
You know, starving, we're fighting.
That happens. That happens.
It's just a lot of that. So, I mean, these calm moments where we're able to just ask nice questions.
We're putting in the time
answer
for
nice
people.
questions. Yeah, for sure. For nothing. John's not giving me any money since I killed all of his fish.
We're planting trees that we'll never see the shade of.
Yeah. Which also, people are wondering why we're getting paid so much money. Apparently, John was just giving us money to do the podcast because he had so much. He believed in us so much. He thought this podcast was going to be a lot bigger because of the Dwayne and Brando stuff. He was not under the impression that I was not going to be promoting it.
Right.
That I wasn't going to be really putting. I was going to put minimal effort into it.
You did everything that a person who hosts a podcast would do.
Right.
But opposite.
I don't think it was that bad. It's just, I didn't care.
You
know, and I wanted him to know that I didn't care based on the quality and the content of the podcast. When he listened to it, I wanted him to be like, why is he doing this? Mm-hmm. What is going on here?
Yeah.
You know?
I like to think that John doesn't hate us as much as he loves us in his own way.
In his own way.
And maybe he's just pressed about it to try to get our schedule on top.
I'm probably, like I said, he's been a lot nicer this week. Still hasn't given us any money, but yeah, that's the reason why we were getting paid so much. It wasn't even that we were doing well on the channel, because I think we're actually decreasing in views. I don't think we're going up.
They're unviewing.
They're unviewing us. We may have negative views.
That's pretty dope.
People are taking their views back.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't even know.
So dope.
Things are crazy in this day and age with AI.
It's all Jeremy Merity, man.
You know, and here we are with our Patreon special. You know, giving back to the people. People are just being mean per usual.
Yeah. Yeah. The internet is gonna be the internet every time.
Every single time.
I don't read it. Well, I don't really believe in reading in the first place.
But anyway, I think that's most of the questions that we got here. Anything that I feel comfortable answering anyway.
Yeah.
The Patreon special. I'm not really sure how long we've been live for. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss before we we wrap up episode 5.
How's your field dressing coming along?
To be honest with you, I haven't killed anything since the last kill.
Well,
And actually, somebody had mentioned that I had talked about how I killed 2 squirrels. I found the first squirrel dead.
that
I
explains
counted
why.
it as a kill because I was thinking about it more like God killed it and I found it.
Okay.
Which
How'd you did you test the temperature or anything?
I don't have a fucking thermometer out here. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't testing temperature. It looked done, but it was like pink in the middle.
Okay.
You know, but at that point, I was already kind of like
I meant
halfway
the
through.
dead squirrel you found.
That's the one. That's the one I was talking about. When I cooked it, I didn't cook it thoroughly.
I mean, when you came across the body,
Yeah.
did it look bloated or anything like that?
It didn't look good.
Well,
But you know what I'm
it's
saying
never
though,
good.
like I mean, it's a long time ago, so I'm comfortable talking about it now. It was gross looking, but at the same time, I was thinking if you bring it up to temperature, you really don't have to worry so much about it because all the bacteria is going to be killed.
That's not a thing.
You don't think that's a thing?
No.
No?
Well, we're not going to do that again.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not going to eat a squirrel.
Why don't we just stick to the millet for now? And
Because it's hard to eat and it's breaking my already broken teeth.
yeah, cook it.
You know, yeah, that doesn't really do much except for turn it into shells of what it once was.
Yeah.
And I've tried drinking the broth and drinking it down like normal, and it does fill me up, but it doesn't last for very long. And then I got to go back out, and I'm out there eating fucking dumb shit like grass and shit. You ever eat a handful of grass?
Sounds
Have you ever
like we
eaten a handful of grass?
It just sounds like we got to work on getting these mushrooms up.
Well, that's why I was talking about. Look, the mushrooms are coming.
Yeah.
That's 100%. But
Yeah.
but for right now, having to pillage in the way that we are, you know, I'm just doing whatever has to be done to get the job done.
Yeah, don't
you know what I mean?
find already dead game.
I'm not going to.
That's-
I've learned my lesson.
That's definitely
I've
not a good
absolutely
way to
learned
go.
my lesson. Yeah, and I'd be doing a lot better if I wasn't so concerned about all the shit that John just puts off trail. He's
Right.
very protective out here.
Yeah.
And I have to stay out of all the areas where there's cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he baits. I could just fucking go out there and
I
tinker
noticed he
and
had like a
stuff,
cheeseburger hanging from the tree.
but- yeah, he had a cheeseburger hanging from the tree. He had a
job,
cheeseburger.
Wade. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, baiting's real. You gotta watch out for those baits.
Gotta watch
If
out
you see
for
the
'em.
bait, you know there's a trap around.
John don't even trap them, dude. John just likes looking at them, dude. You know, and
Yeah.
I will eat every single. John, I'm gonna eat all these deer. I'm gonna eat every one of them.
All the deer.
I'm gonna get really good at hunting and trapping, and I'm getting them. And John said in the first episode, as long as it doesn't kill me, I can kill it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Right.
everything out here is free game as far as I can tell. And I have
Did you see?
documented proof, people, that John said that. It's episode 1, baby. Episode 1. Read it and weep.
Right.
I can kill and eat whatever I want out here.
Right.
Permish granted from the
wouldn't
owner of
advise-
the property.
I wouldn't advise you killing any
Legally.
any beavers or gophers
Why?
because the skunk glands.
They have skunk glands and beavers and
They're
gophers?
musky.
They're kind of musky.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still.
I think I've seen a
a
video.
beaver right
I think
now.
I've seen a video.
Because
of
John
that.
keeps sending beaver videos to
Mm.
about the beavers that are on his land. He literally caught a beaver in a live trap,
Yeah.
and he didn't even let me eat it.
We're talking about a literal beaver.
A literal beaver, yeah.
Yeah.
He caught a beaver in a live trap, and he didn't even offer it to us, dude. He posted videos of it on the internet. Look at my beaver! I found a beaver. It's just that could have been my dinner, John.
Right. You could have aided that.
I could have made a nice beaver cap
Mm-hmm.
and been warm.
Yeah.
Even though it's very hot out here.
Right. You could have had a Puxatawny hat.
When it starts getting cold, I could have started knitting all the furs together and made a cool little blanket out here to shelter my cold ass at night.
Right.
You know,
In your shant.
into my cabin.
Shent.
Cabin.
It's a shed tent.
It's a cabin.
Shant.
Cabin.
Whatever helps you sleep at
Yeah,
night.
he does not like you calling it a tent, and I don't like calling it a cabin. So there's just no agreeing. We're gonna have to agree to disagree. but it's definitely a cabin.
You could call it the Love Shack, bro. There you go. Call it the Love Shack.
Well, I mean, when at say like the first season of the talk show, I mean, it's what are we gonna welcome to the cabin?
Right. Yeah.
You know, you can't say welcome to the tent. It doesn't. Welcome to the shent. It doesn't really sound good. I don't think. Maybe it does. I don't know. Anybody is. We're going to be doing these question and answer episodes like every 5 episodes for our loyal Patreon subscribers.
Plus or minus.
You know? And yeah, because we're not really, as we've said, I'm not very professional. I don't care about making it professional.
Yeah, bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry. I love this podcast. It's everything to me. And I'm coming back, baby. But I don't give a fuck if you like me. I don't give a fuck if you like me, dude. Suck my dick.
This is probably why a lot of your relationships don't work out.
None of my relationships work out. And this will be episode 5 of This Man Might Die.